It was great, yeah, because this exhibit, it's not just a costume exhibition, which you might think. They've actually done something quite remarkable. They've recreated some of the sets. There's lots of memorabilia. There's quite a few sort of almost history lessons that I didn't know about to do with the context of some of the storylines. As well as seeing, as I say, costumes and interviews and all that sort of thing. So you can actually walk through the servants' hall, Mr. Carson's office. You can go then upstairs to the bedrooms, Lady Mary's bedrooms there, the dining room. There's a wonderful sort of enveloping sequence set in the library where not only clips from the show, but sort of, bits of historical context are placed around you. I found it, well, inevitably, I found it very moving because, there was 6 years of my life and my friends' lives condensed into this building in Midtown New York, and it was very special. It was really, not only is it a really well curated exhibition, it was obviously a wonderful trip down memory lane for me.
How was it? How did the fans react to seeing you at the exhibit?
Well, that was nice. I mean, so many people, and this is what's so enchanting about people's relationship with the show. People saying, we miss it, like it's an old friend that they've had to let go. And I know that, I know the feeling. It was 6 wonderful years. It really was. And the cast, we're all still, good buddies. And we had a couple of sort of, dinner reunions this year, and that's really nice that, after those 6 years, we're still in touch.
Yeah. There's a lot of talk about a movie, which I'm sure you guys have all spoken about at length. But do you think a movie would be necessary, or are you happy with the way the show kind of wrapped up? Because it did kind of wrap up in a really nice way.
It did. It had a very nice resolution, and the fact that some, like in life, some stories don't end and some are closed off. It would be lovely because there is definitely still an appetite for a film. I can sense that just from the reactions we get when we're out and about and when we read articles about it and so on. And the thing that really made me realize that a movie could work was one time we were over here promoting season 5 or 6, I can't remember which. And there happened to be a screening of half of the first episode in an auditorium that seated over 1,000 people. And there was a lot of people, it was in Washington, D.C., and a lot of people turned out for it. And again, like I was saying earlier about this shared experience, to have 1,000 people absolutely falling off their chairs laughing at something Maggie Smith was doing, and then being in pin drop silence over some emotional little beat between Mr. Carson and Mrs. Hughes or something like that. And you think, wow, this can be a joyous and a special collective experience, and that's what movies are. Millions of people have enjoyed watching it in their living rooms. Many have said how it's brought families together. People would have a date to watch it, as a family, which so rarely we do these days. Knowing that Granny and grandson could all sit down and watch it together without going, oh, is this going to be embarrassing? But on the whole, I mean, there were some shocks along the way, but on the whole, it was a family type experience, and so I think amplifying that onto a big screen, I can absolutely see that working. Yeah, but I think the real issue really is logistics and getting us all together, because the central cast is probably 12 or 14 characters that are much loved, and trying to get everybody back in the same room is like, as they say, herding cats.
Yeah.